Ryan? Ryan Harlin? Ryan? Oh, sorry, I was looking for Ryan. He's hasn't been on Reason Studios channel for over 5 months now. And I was about to set up my video for that. And, well, look at my surprise, this video come up. Without Ryan, of course. Just out here in the dark looking for him. That's why I'm outside. Yeah. Jet plane's flying over. So they released a new plugin. Sorry, not plugin. Device. Called Osmium. We won't watch the whole entire thing. I'm going to skip through. But I kind of watched a tiny bit of it already then. Was going to do a video on it and then blah 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 blah. So watch.
At the center of Osmium is the Matrix. Each of the slots can contain an
effect. Hold on.
In this tutorial, we will guide you through Osmium.
So it's a distortion plugin. So I'm supposed to wait until I hear him say that.
Distortion Matrix.
Okay. Distortion Matrix. Okay, so Distortion Matrix. Very important. So we don't already have like a million distortions already. And stuff like that. So obviously this is the video I normally do of the will I buy it or will I not buy it. But of course, being Reason stuff, we can actually try it out anyway tomorrow. So I'll maybe do that video tomorrow, give it a swing. But this is literally just my reaction to, you know, do I want to buy it or not.
Any other distortion effects, Osmium Distortion Matrix is more.
I didn't bring my glasses, I've got to get close to the screen, alright?
This means that you can build your own signal chain and experiment your way to the perfect distortion.
Whoa.
In other words, there's a lot to cover, so let's start from the beginning.
There's a lot to cover, and it sounds like he's got distortion on his voice for some reason. I don't know whether the SN7B is supposed to have distortion in it, but it does sound like his voice is slightly like that. I've put the distortion on my thing just to make sure that so you can hear me not for this new flogging. Not flogging.
At the center of Osmium is the Matrix. Each of the slots can contain an effect module somewhere in the signal chain. While it can seem overwhelming at first, the beauty of Osmium is that you can choose how many of the modules that you want to use.
Whoa!
There's one input module, a multiband splitter feeding into the 9 matrix modules.
9 matrix models.
The first thing you'll notice is a yellow column.
9 matrix models. I don't know why I paused that.
At the center of the device. This is your starting point. The yellow band is always active, and by default, it contains the entire frequency
Whoa,
spectrum.
you can't see it because I'm in the way.
Meaning, if we add a module to this yellow column, the entire sound is affected. If we move down to add another module on the yellow column, we can try supporting effects such as EQ, dynamics, and filters. This way you can easily shape your distortions and tweak things to taste without you.
So Seth Nitty's been doing videos going, massive update on the way. And I've been questioning saying what massive update there is, you know. He's been ignoring me, basically, and everyone else who's asking, like, where's the evidence for this massive update that's coming? I don't include this, Osmium, whatever it's called, as a massive update, because you have to pay for it anyway. It's not part of Reason 13.
Using tons of additional external devices before or after Osmium in the Reason rack. Let's tweak the saturation sound a bit by adding some EQ after to remove some low mids and add some high end back into the signal.
It looks like it's well designed, as to be expected with Reason Studios devices. Yeah, all looks pretty good. Looks like your standard there. They still haven't figured out a way to make this bottom bit. See this bottom bit here, at the bottom there. They haven't figured out a way to. I've got a pen. Have I got a pen? Have I got a pen? No. So they haven't figured out a way to sort this bottom bar out. See a little bit that comes out the bottom there on the object. They originally said they wanted it to kind of come down like a slot. They didn't know, well, they couldn't make it do it. Don't know why that is, but yeah, would have been cool if it could kind of slot out like a plug-in style. See, they're talking as if it's supposed to be like a plug-in. And again, this looks like a plug-in. Same as object. Doesn't really look like a rack device, does it?
You can easily move modules around the matrix by clicking and dragging them. So let's try moving the EQ and the saturation down to make room for something at the beginning of the signal chain.
Let me do some focus for you. Look at my facial hair.
For many of us, this will be more than enough for our sonic destruction need. Just adding the effects modules and adjusting the settings will take you a very, very long way. But if you want more control, it doesn't stop there.
Whoa.
Osmium is a multiband effect.
It's a multi-band effect, people.
Different frequencies with different effects.
Whoa.
Turn on the red and green bands and you can see that the incoming signal has been split into 3 different signal paths. And the saturation...
It's supposed to be a distortion plugin, but it looks like a mastering plugin, you know, the way it's splitting the frequencies like that. I mean, usually you'd kind of have 4 splits for a mastering plugin for your bass or low, then medium low, and then medium upper frequencies, and then upper frequencies. Yeah, 4 basically, and generally in stems, for example, you would have 4 parts, wouldn't you? Your drums, your bass, your vocals, and all the rest of the instruments. Yeah, 4 segments, 4 EQ points, where those things normally sit. We have 3 points here.
Has only been applied to the yellow band.
Yeah.
Let's try adding some compression to the low end.
We could do some zoomage. We can do some zoomy.
And some crunchy Bitcrush to the top end.
Let's go down here. Bitcrush. Oh, come on, don't mess me around. Come on. My setup's falling to pieces.
You can easily adjust the frequency split for the bands and tweak it until it sounds good.
We'll do some zoomy. Yeah.
Using the output mixer, you can easily balance the levels of each output. For example, pushing the bass frequencies a little bit louder. Finally, when you've experimented your way to a great sound, the output effect slot is useful for applying something to all of the outputs. For example, you can use a bit of compression to glue everything together.
Right. Don't we already have a compressor though on the main sort of... So the thing is, with these plugins, sorry, not plug-in, but these devices, they often have lots of different things that are kind of already available. This is in general with plugins anyway, you know, they just resell you something in a new package that you already have. So we already have compressors like this, like the main master bus compressor, and also the compressor that sits on its own, which is a replica of the master bus compressor, which can sit on its own as its own device. We have distortion, we have pulverizer, we have Scream 4, we've got transient shapers, we've got compressors, we've got Bitcrush. So really all this is doing is putting these things that are already available in Reason and other plugins or whatever into one new device. And the answer and the question is, well, the question is why? And the answer is, I don't know, just keep making new devices to kind of keep Reason Plus subscribers happy or whatever. But I'm kind of wanting them to focus on the DAW. They've already got third-party people who make plugins. They've already got third-party people who make software devices. Yes, it's good, nice design. Yes, it's fun to get new things. But do we need it? What we need is the DAW to be messed around with. You could probably do all this sort of stuff with combinators. Are people too lazy to do things like this with combinators? I'm pretty sure Thor even does a lot of this stuff as well. All the stuff to do this is already available. They could have made this into a combinator really, and just given it away for free or whatever.
Sets the overall mix.
Next.
As you can hear, saturation is great for warming up a sound and adding a little
And also,
bit of
I have to be honest, once I've learned a device like Scream or another device like Kong or something like that, that's then the go-to. That's then what I use to do certain things. I don't then need more distortion and then to learn a new device and a new way of doing things when what I was doing previously is already working. In fact, I've been making some music on Reason 4 recently, just to get back to some simplicity. And tell you what, make really, really good music with Reason 4. I'm going to do a video on that, show you just what Reason 4 is capable of. Not to say, oh yeah, well you don't need Reason 13. Yeah, of course. But all these fancy things, all these plugins, all these new things, or different ways to do old things is what I like to say. I'm going to say you don't need them. You really don't need them to make good music. But yeah. So, you know, they released these Note Tool and stuff. Did I use them? No. Yeah.
Wavefolding can
Bam, 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 bam. Leave in the comments down below if you know that tune. Next.
get crazy, especially with frequency-rich input sources. There's a tone and a mix knob to really rein in that madness, along with 10 different wavefolder types. The last distortion module is Bitcrush. This gives
My question though, real quickly, who is this guy? I mean, he's no Ryan, is he? No, he's a decent guy, it's fine. Does a good job, professional job, does a professional job demonstrating the plugin. Why do I keep saying plugin? Does a good job demonstrating the device, yeah? But where's Ryan, man? I thought Ryan was your, hey, let's introduce a brand new product. I'm starting to be concerned that Ryan has left Reason Studios, because where is he? I mean, hopefully he's not sick or something, but, you know, kind of wondering where he is. Isn't he normally the guy that introduces new stuff for Reason for us? Is that not? And isn't he the best one who does the videos on this channel?
access to the low sample rate and bit depth of old digital technology. This can make your sound go from a beautiful painting to pixels.
Again, just a bit crusher is a bit crusher. Distortion is distortion. EQ is EQ. You can't really redo these things. That is just what they are. Is this a better way of doing Bitcrush than what we have already? In fact, is there even a Bitcrusher in Reason? I don't even know. That's how important it is to me.
There are 3 different flavors here, each with its own distinct character.
Filters and EQ here. Right, I'll watch this bit and then we'll then we'll jump through the rest of it. I don't want to be here all day. There's a jet plane flying over. I've got to go and get my flight to Jamaica. I hear it's quite good out there at the moment. There's no 170-mile-an-hour storm going on. It's a good time to travel there.
The main event. Osmium has several filters and EQ modules to shape your sound. One way of shaping your sound is to run it through a speaker cabinet model using the cabinet module. This module contains...
Again, it's like a mix and mastering plugin. So basically, you can make it sound like different speakers. So if you had this on the main mix, you know, you could test out your sort of sounds, you know, your production on different speakers. For example, when I'm making production, I export a version, then I go and listen to it on speakers, small speakers, big speakers, headphones, earbud headphones, overhead headphones, all different types of speakers and headphones, just to kind of see how the signal's coming through, yeah, and how it sounds. For example, sometimes you might play a song on a phone speaker and you can't hear the kick drum at all, yeah? So you need to go back in and edit that, yeah? This would be a faster and much easier way, mastering style, yeah, and mixing style, to have this on your sort of main, you know, mastering at the top, yeah? But, you know, decks,
speaker cabinets, guitar and bass amps that are made for a much more natural speaker sound. The module also features a room control where you can blend in the sound of the room with the speaker. That's
a mastering plugin, right? So that's a mixing and mastering plugin. I'm not really sure why they've called this distortion. Why this is a distortion plugin, not like a general mastering plugin? Because there's got a lot of stuff in there that's got nothing to do with, well, distortion.
Was recorded in.
I mean, that's a mastering plugin. That's a mastering plugin sort of thing.
Here I am running an electric piano through Osmium, using a small cabinet, some subtle saturation.
I know there's some sort of creature down here. Go away, nature, we don't need you here. It's bad enough having the sort of large mosquito looking thing flying around my face a minute ago. Oh. And anybody could come up behind me and stab me to death. I'm too enthralled with the tablet to see.
On this synth sound instead. Here we've recorded impulse responses of weird speakers speakers, instruments, and other interesting items.
Interesting, cool. So there you go, look, it's got a phone there, look, see that?
Effect. If you experiment with
Where is it?
12 different...
He just showed a picture of the phone, so basically what I just said about putting your music on the phone, how's it sound?
Offsets the frequency.
Putting your music on the phone, seeing how it sounds, you know, basically a mastering plugin.
Of the left and the right channels, which creates a really cool stereo effect. If you experiment with different distortions and tone shaping, you can hear that Osmium can do very, very different things to the same input signal.
Sounds like the thing that James Brunard was doing on Omnisphere. But yeah.
To do it. By compressing each band separately, we're effectively doing multiband compression. This is a really powerful technique.
Multiband compression again, like a mastering plugin.
That gives you much more control over the overall dynamics of a more complex sound, such as a left-right mix or a drum bus.
Interesting. Okay.
Harmonic control sets which overtone of the incoming sound will
Overdrive.
start to feed back, and the mix
Yeah. We've got to skip through, otherwise it'll be all day. I want to have a look at the website.
types.
Tube, glitch.
Then we can add a short delay to one of the columns.
So when I'm still think this could have been done with, you know, combinators or a combinator and the existing devices. I like this visual display. We don't have enough of these visual displays inside of Reason. But let's have a quick look on the website. Let's have a quick look at the website, shall we? Let's have a look. Alright, let's have a quick look at what people are saying real quickly. Isn't it? Any negative comments? Another brilliant rack extension from the masters at the prop. It's not called Propeller Head Studios, man. Okay, great video. Sounds good. Give whoever thought this device a raise. Multi-band, multi-tool with a great UI. Also nice to see 4 times overlapping option for distortion algorithm. Love it. Been playing for 20 minutes. Love it. Blah blah blah. Awesome. Most people think it's alright. This is very well designed, implemented. Primarily work on Ableton Live. Blah blah blah. Wasn't sure if I was interested in this, but resonator module looks incredible. Instant purchase. These all sound very positive. I would have thought there would have been more negative people in here. You normally find the negative comments when they haven't got a love from Reason Studios. Very interesting. I was hovering the buy button. Blah blah blah. Apparently there was a teaser on this. I didn't see it. Everything mixing and mastering. That's how things should be tracked. He is thinking in terms of multiband. I'll read all that. Blah blah. Wait, this isn't included in the price of Reason. Here we go. Here's the one single negative comment, everybody. Oh, what drama! Oh, we're gonna go to Reason Talk right now and speak about this. No, but 5 other devices were added to Reason 13 free. Yeah, 5 devices I don't really use much. Actually, 7. You're forgetting the MIDI tools added. There you go, isn't that bad at all? But the MIDI tools weren't amazing devices, they just gave you general basic functions that most DAWs have. Anyway, before we leave, I'm gonna go onto the website and have a look at the advertising campaign for the plug-in Reason device. Where is it? Where the hell is it? Where the hell is your website? Hurry up. I'll pause this while it tries to load. Yeah. So, on the website, let's have a quick look. We've not got long. It's only $49 initial purchase price. And that's about £32. And I think that's pretty cool. I like that. And this has crashed. And this is annoying. Hold on. Well, this is completely frozen and crashed, so I have to end the video there. But will you be getting Osmium's distortion / complete mastering suite plugin looking thing? I think I will, because it's so cheap. I thought we were going to do their normal price of this is the introductory price, of course. maybe half price, so they'll kind of sell it for maybe $100. I think. Oh, here we go. Oh, the website's come back to life. Hold up. Yeah. Get Osmium for $49. Yeah, I like to have. Well, I like them to have a limited sort of. You know, for those who want to get it, they don't. You know, they say, oh well, it's too expensive, and they do what I do and like wait for a sale. Well, how about starting with a sale at the start when you release a product? That's better. Then those who really want it can get it at a low price, and they get like an incentive for being one of the first to get it. So I commend that. They need to do that more. Wonder what the actual price is going to be when they, put the price up to what they think it's worth or whatever. What do you reckon? $49 for this plugin? Not plugin for this device in the multi-rack plugin? Multi-effects plugin? Oh dear, oh dear. We're getting completely confused. Do you think it's worth $49 for this multi-band distortion mastering plugin? Yes or no?